Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again in this YouTube NFL prediction segment. I'm going to be giving you my preview of the 2020-2021 wild card matchup, which pits the Cleveland Browns against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, in this game, I feel pretty safe in picking the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's nothing against the Cleveland Browns, but they're in a little bit of disarray right now. Not having a number of their personnel going to be, a lot of their personnel is going to be missing in action due to the COVID-19 positive tests. And of course, this is going to have a major impact on the game. And also, we have to keep in mind, as far as on virtue of experience, Pittsburgh definitely has the edge, hands down. You're looking at Cleveland, and as well as Cleveland has played this season, they have not won in Pittsburgh since 2003, I believe it was, like 17 consecutive losses at Pittsburgh, and I think that domination will continue in this game. And I mean, Pittsburgh has had the Browns way in, has had their way with the Browns in Pittsburgh during that period. And the thing about it is, and even in a season where we could say the Browns are vastly improved, maybe perhaps compared to last season, I mean, this in the game that at Pittsburgh that was played earlier this season, Pittsburgh subjugated the Browns 38-7. I mean, it was not even close. You're talking about, I mean, the Browns had one touchdown in the second quarter in that game, and they were shut out the rest of the way. They had the two turnovers, which I believe led to two touchdowns for Pittsburgh. That was part of the difference right there. But even if you took that out of the equation, you're still looking at like a 24-7 win for Pittsburgh. And this and keep in mind too that the last week it was that Cleveland won a nail biter against Pittsburgh, and that was at Cleveland, and that was a game which the Browns were playing for, their playoff lives, perhaps. And Pittsburgh had nothing really much to play for. They had clinched the playoff spot. They had won. They had clinched the division. So there was nothing really much for them to lose, except maybe like a number, going from 2 to 3 in the playoff seed or something like that. It wasn't anything of any major monumental importance that was at stake for Pittsburgh in that game, and they rested a number of their starters, including Ben Roethlisberger, and I think T.J. Watt didn't play either. So this was a game where, I mean, the Browns barely got the win, and it was at Cleveland, and it was where the really Pittsburgh was not playing with their full line. I don't even know if Pittsburgh was even going full throttle in this game. So now you're talking about a game at Pittsburgh where Pittsburgh has dominated the Browns for a number of seasons since like 2003, coupled with the fact that Browns just have not had much playoff experience and in recent time, and this is going to be an interesting test for Baker Mayfield and company. Myles Garrett, we're going to see how Nick Chubb does. Now, I don't. On the one thing for the Browns, one thing I could say that's positive and auspicious for them, perhaps in this game, is that I don't think Nick Chubb played in that earlier game that was at Pittsburgh this season, the one which you're talking about, the 38-7 debacle, because I was looking at the stats in that game, and it looked like Kareem Hunt was like the leading rusher with like 40 yards or something. So that's going to be a little bit different in this game. If Nick Chubb plays, this game, the entire game, the Cleveland can at least make this competitive, I think, but I just have a very hard time envisioning them getting a victory in this game. And Cleveland also lost to the Jets prior to that win that they just barely got against Pittsburgh the previous week. So it's really, the Cleveland has not looked overly impressive going into this game, but they do have some reason for hope. They had a couple quality wins. Maybe they beat Tennessee earlier this season, but that game could have gone either way. The Cleveland had dominated Tennessee Titans for a good part of the game, but Tennessee came back late and almost won it. But The thing is, again, going back to Nick Chubb with the Cleveland Browns, they do boast one of the best running attacks in football. The Cleveland Browns finished number 3 in the NFL in rushing yards per game. Steelers, though, are still respectable in the run defense department. They finished number 11 in rushing yards allowed. They may be able to contain Nick Chubb in this game. I believe they likely will. But the thing about it is, it's interesting because the Steelers are just the opposite. They are dead last in rushing offense. So the Steelers, with Connor, though, I think he's going. If Connor plays in this game, he will be adequate and will help the Steelers enough to propel them to victory. And the thing about it is, got to keep in mind too that the Steelers are one of the leaders in the NFL in pass pressures, and they're also number 1 in defensive sacks with 56, led by the sack leader in the NFL, TJ Watt, with 15. They also allow the fewest stats in the NFL with like 14. So they are very adept at protecting Big Ben, and they're going to I think they're going to get after Mayfield enough and pressure him enough into making some mistakes. This is a game on the road. We're going to find out a little bit more about Baker Mayfield in this game. Don't get me wrong, Baker Mayfield had a very good season. He was he definitely bounced back from a season last year. Might have been, adequate or subpar, maybe it was subpar, but this season he showed that he's still, he's a very good quarterback. He may not be considered, I wouldn't say he's elite now, but he definitely had vast improvement from last season. But I just don't think he's going to be able to do a lot against this Pittsburgh pass rush in this game. I think that is going to be, very big factor in determining the outcome of the game. And with that, along with some other reasons I stated before, I do see Pittsburgh winning this game. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube NFL prediction segment. Until next time, people, Edwin Learnard saying stay well.